So I've been down a deep, deep rabbit hole about digital currency and why it is that the authorities, as it were, want to get rid of cash. And not just that, actually, but what I discovered is there are actually two kinds of digital currency. And a lot of people who know about these things will already be fully aware of it, but I think a great many of us aren't. I certainly wasn't. So let's share this. Okay, so the plans to get rid of cash are one thing. And I think it's very important that as many of us as possible try to use cash as often as possible instead of credit cards because that's just not going to end well. For us, it's going to end well for the world governments, but it's not going to end well for us. So there are two kinds of digital currencies, right? One is the kind that banks get involved with. And I think many of us know, if you take out a mortgage, then as soon as you've just signed on the dotted line to take out that mortgage, the bank can actually just write that amount of money into their own bank account. And, even though you haven't paid it yet, the bank has got that money. And then, of course, as you're paying that money back, the bank gets to keep the extra money as well. So they're just, they get like twice as much out of a mortgage as you think they're getting, basically. But anyway, banks are regulated up to a point, and they have to be regulated by governments. Just because they already are regulated by governments, and it's going to be a very, very unpopular government that actually deregulates banking. It has often been done around the world, but it's never at all popular, and it's kind of quite difficult for governments who do that to get re-elected and to be able to do anything like it in the future. So there's that. And this brings us on to central bank digital currencies. And these are actually pretty much controlled by the state. And if we have central bank digital currencies, then the state can do what they want because the regulations are nothing like the same. And this is why you get things like, and it's insane, really. You get ideas coming out like, well, if you're not willing to use the credit card for this, why are you paying cash? There'll be no paper trail. No one will be able to follow you or find out what you're buying. You might be a terrorist. And it's just rubbish. They've just trumped this up, conjured it up out of absolutely nowhere. As a way of trying to get us all to agree to use plastic all the time instead of actual real hard cash. It's really being used as a big instrument of control. Already we know in China, for example, there's the social credit score. And this is all going to go with central bank digital currencies. Your average bank doesn't really care what you're spending money on as long as they're making money out of you. And that's not such a great thing, but it's kind of rather more innocent than what a central bank digital currency is actually going to be about. So there we go. I don't want to go too deep into this because I'm not a financial expert, but this is very much what the true financial experts are talking about at the moment. And you get into central bank digital currencies and everything like that, then they're going to say, oh, you've been watching Twig Brother or, Merlin's Mountain or whatever too much, and we don't like him, so, you can't buy as much meat this week, sorry. That kind of thing, just using the whole thing as an instrument of control. This is very much what it's all about at the moment. So, don't let this bring you down. I'm sure if we all keep using cash as often as possible, then it's going to be incredibly unpopular for any government to actually get rid of cash. So, democracy is a weird thing. I don't believe there's as much democracy going on as we're told there is. But at the end of the day, if absolutely everybody is doing their best to use cash, it's going to be very, very hard for any government to get rid of it. So there you go, that's my 2 cents. It's all the money I've got in the world, really. All the money all of us have got in the world. So it's worth thinking about, in my humble opinion. Okay, thanks for watching.